This is Teresa Kelly, the Chillicothe City Auditor. We're just going to discuss some financial and community relations. So Teresa, what are some of your major job duties here as a city auditor?
Well, city auditor is basically a finance director. So I am responsible for the overall financial administration of the city,
Of the entire city.
of the entire city. And this year's budget includes $13 million expenditures, of which $3.2 million is for payroll. So it's a pretty big organization. But when you look at you talk about the financial administration, it includes a lot of other things. My office is responsible for help putting together the budget.
And this is for the entire city.
For the entire city.
So like you're talking, educate me I guess, like city employees.
City employees, any big projects with this road, streets, fire, police, parks.
Okay, alright.
The entire operations of the city of Chillicothe, excluding the municipal utilities, which is a department of the city, but it is run separately. It also has a $13 to $15 million budget.
Oh my goodness, okay, I had no idea. And how long have you been in this position?
I'm in my 24th year.
So you've done it a while.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And like I said, this is more or less the city auditor position is called the finance director in other cities. But because of our charter, my position just happens to be elected.
So what do you mean by charter? Again,
The
education.
constitutional charter, which is the bylaws of the city of Chillicothe,
Okay.
basically. We have to live by this, and it was established in 1837. So, we have made some changes through ordinances, but basically it is was established in 1837.
So I mean, you're the director or, auditor, what you want to call it. So are you, well, I don't know, I guess I'm thinking if something major happens as far as a financial loss or maybe a decision that you make, is it solely on you?
No.
Okay.
Thank goodness it is not. I carry out the duties as ordered by the city council.
So the council.
The council, yes.
Would that be something comparable to like checks and balances then, a normal government? Or
It
what
is.
mean? Okay.
It is. Well, I would say that would be checks and balances. I primarily do what the city council directs me to do.
You always have to have their approval, or is there some basis that you have some decision making?
Oh, I have quite a bit of decision making. In fact, I'm in head of the investments for the city of Chillicothe. But for my own sake, I try to get that direction from the council before I make a huge decision.
So, take me through just an average day for you.
An average day for me would kind of depend on what is going on in the city. And maybe to make that a little more clear is every day my assistant or my office is responsible for paying expenditures, taking care of payroll, employee benefits, risk management for the city.
So you do complete payroll of all the city?
We do. We also pay all the bills for the city. My office is also responsible for the risk management of the city. So that is the property liability and workmen's compensation insurances for all of our employees and all of our citizens. We also take care of employee benefits, which is a big issue. When we have 75 full-time employees, but in the summer with our seasonal workers, we have about 180 employees.
They all get benefits?
No,
okay,
the full-time employees get benefits.
Okay. So it really just, it is not just an average day. What my question is, take me through an average day. There isn't.
No, there is not an average. All of that stuff is looked at on a daily basis, pretty much. You have to keep up with it. And I do have one full-time assistant that helps me with that. January through March, my average day is working on the budget. Our budget year goes from April 1 to March 31st. We have to have the new year budget adopted before the end of March. And so January through March,
That's your
I
focus.
am very busy working on budget. Numbers are given to me by the city administrator who has received them from the department heads. And then I have to get all that information and put it together. I would estimate revenues for the city, and they bring me the expenditures, and we have to put it together in a
So you estimate
estimate
based on
based on
past
prior
year's
experience. Yes, and that fluctuates, sales tax, all kinds of revenues, property taxes, all of that has to be figured in. But I primarily do it by prior year's experience. I usually
That
take
makes
the
sense.
3 prior years, and you can also look at the sales tax trend to kind of see,
decide.
yeah. And a lot is factored in on that because now we're faced with the problem of we do not get sales tax on internet sales in Missouri. We need that desperately. The city, the state, all of us need it, and it is in legislation. So hopefully we will get that accomplished soon.
When soon, meaning when?
Soon in the next few years.
Few years.
But I think we're not the only state
That's trying to do
facing
that.
that. Yes.
From your perspective, I mean, I feel like this is a known question, but does the school and community of Chillicothe have a good relationship? I mean, you are obviously a community member in the business, in everyday downtown Chillicothe. Do you see our community working well with our school?
I believe our community works real well with our school. As far as the city is concerned, I don't think we've had as much opportunity to as I think we will in the future. I think there is room for improvement,
Awesome.
and that is my goal, is to get us more involved with the city and with the school, and the school more involved with the city. And I think it's already come about with the recent building of the elementary school, because we did play a part.
I was just
The city
getting ready, yes. What part was that then?
The
in
city
school?
did give $300,000 towards the road for the elementary school. And anytime we can help them or they can help us, I think everybody benefits.
I agree. Where does that money come from? I mean, it's not just a small amount, or I don't think it is. I don't know. I mean, you just have that money to give, or
Our street fund is where it would normally come, is one of our poorest funds. And so we did not have money in that fund to put towards that. General fund is always struggling. So we have, the Citizens of Chillicothe passed a capital improvement fund several years ago, which is to be used for capital improvements in the city of Chillicothe.
in any way.
In any way. However, because the citizens did not want us to, they wanted us to be frugal with the money, with the extra tax, they set up a stipulation that we would have to have a capital improvement hearing if we were to spend over $50,000 on one project. We did go out to the public and had a public hearing. We had nobody against it, so that gave us the yes to go forward and help the school system with the
Wow.
$300,000.
Because I guess I see it as eventually it's gonna help everybody. I mean, you help the school, then that helps, enrollment. That helps then the city. I mean, it's obviously, worth your time. But you don't work. I mean, that is, I guess, working directly. One of the questions I have: do you work directly or indirectly, really, with the school? Do you have a contact at the district at school, or it's just through? Does that make sense?
Actually, our mayor does, and but if it has anything to do with finance, I do meet with the council as well as with the school officials, either directly or indirectly. But usually the council needs to hear from me where the money would come from, and so I may or may not be in the meeting. I have been, but they do have to come through me to see where the financing would come from.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.